Welcome to Her Enterprise with me, Melissa.
Hey, and me, Kelly.
And it's me, Nicole.
Join this group of
entrepreneurial women building community and masterminding through our problems.
So we can all
lean into your values,
cut what doesn't serve you,
and grow in abundance. Let's get to it, changemakers.
Hey, changemakers, and welcome to today's Her Enterprise episode. Today, we are going to be interviewing and talking with Raina. But first, let me introduce you to the other hosts. Hey, Nicole, say hi.
Hey, Melissa. How are you?
Good, good. And how about you, Kelly? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
And then Nicole's going to introduce our guest.
Yeah, we're actually speaking with Raina Willick today. We're so excited to have her. So I'm going to read you a little bit from her bio. After a 17-year career as a registered nurse, Raina started an online business and realized she had a passion for connecting with people who could help each other achieve their goals. And while running multiple membership sites as a community manager and a freelancer, she started to create, develop, and witness the firsthand power of masterminds. So her business is coaching and masterminding now. And we just wanted you to meet Raina.
Hello. Yes. I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nicole, for that intro. But Raina, we wanted to give you a chance for you to tell us a little bit more about yourself.
My business journey, as Nicole mentioned, I started as a registered nurse and worked as a nurse for 17 years before staying home with our daughter her last year of preschool and then kindergarten. And that was super fun. Those were super fun years. You know, kindergarten, you do all the things. Like you go to the hat parade, I did all the kindergarten things. And then I was just starting to really miss work. Being a wife and mother is super meaningful in my life, but there's also other things that I wanted to contribute. And so, but I didn't want to go back to the hospital. I mean, that any of you out there who have worked 12-hour shifts know that they are not very compatible with the flexibility that you need once you have children. People make it work, and I'm so glad because we have nurses in the hospital because of it. But I started looking for something else. I hired a career mentor and a couple of coaches after that. And they started encouraging me to just try things. Which I would tell you, if you are making a massive pivot, just start trying things because clarity really comes from trying something, taking what you learned from it, and then building on that. So that's what I started to do over time. And I freelanced in other people's businesses and started to work as an online community manager. I was connecting masterminds. And when we did our mastermind together, I was starting to pivot out of working freelance in other people's business and to have my own offering and start my own business. And so it was a really momentous, exciting, overwhelming moment.
I think, and I hope this is okay to share, I think one of my favorite memories of like some of our conversations was you being like, I don't think I want to be a freelancer. I think I like being employed. I like being an employee. I don't know if I want to do this. And there is that like tension on that like jump to go from like other people being a freelancer or being an employee to like just starting your own business and making that leap. Can you talk a little bit about that? As far as like, what were some of the hindrances that you were experiencing that we've kind of worked through, and then how that helped you in the pivot, and what were some of the mind blocks you had to work through to make you feel comfortable taking the crazy leap? Not that you're ever comfortable being an entrepreneur. But.
Right. Yeah. It was really, I was seeing, at that point, I was in the entrepreneur world, right? I'm working for entrepreneurs and with them, and I was starting to do coaching, and my coaching niche was entrepreneurs. And I was surrounded by people who I saw who worked a lot. And so much so that my thought was, gosh, I I pivoted to this not only for meaningful work, because I loved the work that I did as a freelancer, and I love the work I do now, but I did it also to have freedom and flexibility. And my thought was, I am not seeing a lot of people around me with their own business that actually have that in practice. And I found that really scary. Yeah. And that was really part of what we talked about in our mastermind. I think the day that I showed up, I was feeling, just a lot of anxiety around that. Not even so much around, will this work out as a business? Because I had a really strong feeling in my gut that what I was doing was the right thing. I loved it. I felt like I had found my calling in the coaching clients that I was getting, and the change. I felt like it was the right business. I was super scared about owning a business. And I think I showed up in our mastermind that day, just overwhelmed, not sure how to juggle all the things inside the business and outside of the business, realizing I was completely overcommitted, and not just in a scheduling way, but in a mental bandwidth way, right? There's a couple different things, because when you are getting, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the statistics, when you're getting a rocket off the ground, it takes 40% of the fuel at liftoff, and then the entire rest of the trip for the other 60%. And so, starting something like that 40%, like that mental bandwidth that was required, I was realizing there wasn't enough of it to go around. And so I think I came to that just unsure of how to make a path forward. And I think that was when getting outside perspectives on where you are is the key to making that shift.
And by outside perspectives, do you mean like just hearing how other people have done it? Or do you just mean having people listen and give their advice? Like, is there anything specific with outside perspectives? Is it really important that these people have done this, been in your same boat? Or is it also just could be a life experience? Like, what do you feel like about that?
Oh man, I think it's everything. Because we're like fishes in our own water. We don't even see our water because it's always been part of us and how we see the world. And so at our mastermind that day, for example, I remember Melissa was pretty much like, well, you've just got to say no, and you're the only person that can do it. And that sounds like a simple concept, but because I'm who I am, and I want like connection, and I've got a big people pleaser that I have to like get under control sometimes, and like I worry about relationships and like what would happen if I said no to some of the projects that I was engaged in, and all of that stuff was really weighing on me, and I just hadn't. Until she said that, like the light bulb went off. That's like, wait, I'm the only person who's able to do this. Even if other people want to help me or want to take some of this load, they can't. I'm the only one who can give myself permission to say no. And that was really huge. And I don't think if, Melissa comes at life and experiences and things from a different point of view than I do, and a different sense of like strength and who she is. And like, I couldn't have found that in myself just from where I sat. I needed someone on the outside to tell me, to take that and say like, wait, oh yeah, I can do that. So yeah, I think outside, it's everything.
And do you feel like besides that piece of advice about saying no to stuff, which I also agree is huge, especially thinking about coming into the holidays and all the things I'm not going to do this year, right? But are there any other pieces of advice or transformational things that happened with you from the mastermind that you can share with the audience?
Yeah, there were, and there, like all of the things kind of led to changes that are current in my business now, which I'm really happy with. I remember Kelly saying, have an ongoing list. Like this was a super practical idea that I had never thought of, an ongoing list of different kinds of tasks, because when you're a mom, you never know, like, did you get a good night's sleep last night? Or are you coming to today's work with like, who knows what you were up with dealing with in the middle of the night. And so she was like, keep a running list of those tasks that are, you're thinking about. And then so that you can pull out the ones that match up with the energy level you have now. And that led to what I do currently, which is I have admin Mondays, and it's both household and business admin. And I keep a running list through the week. So Kelly and I both use Full Focus Planner. Kelly told me about it.
It's a problem.
And so Mondays, like during the week, I just keep writing down admin tasks. And those might be like remembering to renew the car registration for the household, or it might be bookkeeping, or it might be remembering to switch my email address from, the service provider. Like it's just all those little things that will derail you. Like you're in the middle of something and either you're avoiding it or you don't want to forget. So you stop doing something important that you have planned to do this little thing, and it kind of can derail the progress. So yeah, I just keep my Monday admin list. And if it doesn't get done on that Monday, it just waits till the next one. And I've been able to stick to that pretty well. Every once in a while you have something really time sensitive, but for the most part, I just mental dump into there all week. And then on Mondays it gets done and I reset and I can do my important work the rest of the days, knowing that stuff's checked off. The other thing was, Nicole, I just remember that day, this feeling of heaviness around all there was to do. Because I was in a season of newness. I mean, I was putting together my, customer management system, and I was building my website, and there was 100 things, like genuinely in that stage of business, there was a lot of things. And I remember this feeling like, oh no, it's going to be this way forever. Nicole, you were like, it's okay. It's not going to be this way forever. It's a season. And sometimes you've just got to lean into the season and get through it and know that another one's coming. And, although in the moment it's still a lot, but just kind of keeping that in mind, that I don't think of balance anymore as looking like 5 days a week that are divided by 2 hours, divided each day, and all the things that are important. Like in real life, balance just doesn't look like that. And I think that was the first time I realized sometimes balance looks like leaning into your business for a month and the next month just working a couple days a week so that, you can go on vacation or do something fun with your kids or like whatever it is. So, balance is kind of, it doesn't have to look like what I think I thought it looked like in the beginning, and you can be okay with that. Oh, I did forget one thing actually that Melissa's No inspired that is a current practice in my business, and it is no meetings Tuesday. Like you cannot get me in a meeting on Tuesday. That was, and I use it I was thinking to myself along the lines of this, like, you are the only one who can make your business a good place to work. Like you're the only one who has the authority. And so I was thinking about one day, I was like, man, like personal growth is really important to me. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I had one day a week that I could just read books and do courses and just learn stuff and think about what I want to do in my business and plan. And then I was like, same thing. I was like, hold on, I can decide that's a thing. And so it is on Tuesdays now. It's my think day. It's my CEO day. I call it my development day. So I do those things like work on my craft, read. I know, Kelly, you do some version of this too, right?
In an ideal world, when I have all the childcare I want, but I do that like right now, Wednesdays, and Wednesday mornings are kind of my strategy mornings and that creative. I'm a creative visionary, if anybody hasn't guessed, and it's a little bit of a problem, but if it's where I can kind of like map out my ideas and where I want to envision things going and then kind of work things down to the thing. So thankfully over break right now, I'm able to do that more these Wednesday mornings, but I try and have at least like half a day a week that I kind of break it into. Yeah.
I think that's been really key in getting out of that cycle of busyness that sometimes owning a business can be, because when you you feel like you don't have the time to do that, but backing up and looking at everything from that 30,000 foot view, I've found really helpful in figuring out what actually needs to get done, to make progress towards what I really want.
Yeah, it tends to help me like know what I need to prioritize to make the most impact. But then it's also really life-giving to me. I think if I get stuck in the grind, that becomes my like, but it keeps that like bigger picture of things. And it's just, yeah, it's fun. I love dreaming. Okay, sorry, this is a little like Dylan was like, what do you want to do for your anniversary or whatever? And it was like, I want to sit down and talk about our dreams, and where we want to be in life and what we want to do and dream together. And they all kind of like, they being like Dylan. And then I told my best friend that this is what I told Dylan, and they both laughed at me and they were like, oh, that's so cute, Kelly. Aww. That's really cute and endearing. I mean, they are the dream killers in my life. Well, one of them is. My best friend's like, yeah, let's do it. And then we kind of ag each other on until we get in trouble. But but my husband is the dream killer that keeps me balanced. And so then I save the dreams I really want for later. But that's if my ideal day and night would be let's talk about dreams and how to make them happen.
My husband and I started doing a planning retreat 2 years ago. We go away every January and review the year and plan. And it's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, my husband would hate that. He's just no, I have a system and this is what I do. And then this year, I think was the first year we were able to kind of do something like that.
So Raina, it's been a while since the mastermind. It's been several months. So how do you feel you felt back then compared to how you feel now? What were the changes that you felt? Are they noticeable in your day-to-day?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think at that point, I was really at the beginning of setting out how I wanted my business to look. And I started to realize that you really have to decide what you want and what you want it to look like and be intentional with that. Or it really is true. I know there's a quote from someone how if you don't schedule your priorities, someone else will. And then in your own business, that is intensified by 10 times. So I was just about to say, I love my business now. And I just realized that's really exciting to be able to say. Because when we did the mastermind, I was scared that wouldn't be the case. Genuinely, with this, it wasn't the work. It was managing all the things. So that's what I did. I actually wrote out, what do I want my day-to-day business to look like? I know this is, my meaningful work is to work with clients. And I knew that I wanted that to be, different times in your business require different kinds of energy. I think that's something I've really discovered is that you're not just managing your time or your schedule, you're managing your energy levels. And when you need to bring those for different things. So I laid out themed days. I have admin Mondays and Tuesdays are my think days and no meetings. And then Wednesday is clients all day, and Thursdays in the mornings, I work on marketing things, content creation, anything like that needs to happen. And then Thursday afternoons, I have clients or I have a mastermind. It's kind of community time too, which I think is super essential to have in your business because feeling alone is the worst. And knowing that there's people supporting you, there's people who get it, there are cheerleaders, there's people who are challenging you that you can do this. You've just gotta say no and figure it out. So there was that. And then on Fridays, I keep it open for someday. We're recording this when COVID is still an active thing in all of our lives. And so someday on Fridays, that'll be a day to reconnect with people, do special projects. And my week has a rhythm to it now. It feels manageable. And I really like what I do each of those days. And so, yeah, it makes me happy just to say that. I'm not sure that I've had a conversation like this about that change before this, and just realizing I'm really happy. And I think that goes to say with what you can do when you get some outside ideas, perspective, support, encouragement, and then you take those and implement them over time to create like what you really want. I feel like so many times we're afraid to say what we really want. I mean, I was afraid at first. I realized I really didn't want to have meetings all over the place all week with clients. And I was nervous. Like, okay, if I say I only see clients on Wednesdays and Thursday afternoons, how's that going to go over? You know, do I need to be available all the time? I was worried. I have not had one person ask me for a time outside of that or let me know like I couldn't find, like it hasn't been an issue at all. And if I hadn't just gone for what I wanted, like this is my ideal, this is what I really want, I'm going to go for it. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll pivot. But if I hadn't gone for the thing I really wanted to start with, I would never have even known if it was possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's my takeaway. Go for the ideal. And if something's not working, you can always pivot. But why not shoot for what you actually want?
So do you have anything that you would say to someone who might be listening and on the fence about scheduling a call with us?
Like, what would you say? Someone's on the fence and you want to encourage them to get the same results as you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you think about really particularly if you're at a point where you're feeling really stuck, you just like something feels like you're hitting a brick wall, or you're just feeling mired in things, or it's just, you know, sometimes you're sick of thinking about it. Like, let's be honest, like you've thought about this thing and you're just like tired of even thinking about it. To have the undivided attention of 3 brains who are moms, who have run their own businesses, who have all sorts of big ideas about the world that will inspire you and how it can be, and very different ones, which is incredible. Like, where can you package all of that into an hour and just have someone focus on like your problem? Like, let's talk about me. Like, that's a lot of concentrated years of experience and wisdom and knowledge and care that like is packaged up all at once. And then once that's not something that you can necessarily, you just can't do that by yourself, because you are the beautiful, amazing, awesome person you are, but you only have what's inside your head. So getting outside of that can get the momentum back and just kind of help you add a little bit of fire to and new ideas and feel like, okay, this is possible. And then once you get that ball rolling, you know, you're like a whole creative, resourceful person. And sometimes you just need somebody to help you like jump over the little dip in the road, right? Like somebody more experienced who's like, oh yeah, I've done that before. Let me tell you how I did it, so that you don't have to sit there and stay for, months or a year figuring that out. It's like a shortcut. It's like borrowing other people's brains as a shortcut.
I love it. Well, Raina, you are such a joy. Thank you for coming on here and just sharing your journey with everyone. And it's just fun to laugh and talk about the problems, but also grow, right? So thank you for sharing some of your growth process with us. This has been wonderful, Raina.
I'm proud of your pivot. I'm proud of all the work you've done to be able to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. And I'm glad that I had you guys at the beginning to help me, give me that little push.
Hey, fellow changemakers. Melissa here from Traveling Wallet, where I help families find tools to live their unique, adventurous lives. The tools I use are minimalism and money. Personal finance isn't something that's been taught at school. And to be completely honest, neither is minimalism. So I'm putting on 2 webinars to help you learn and explore something new. The first webinar, Mastering Your Money, will be held in February. The second one will be on capsule wardrobes, which I feel is a great way to get started on minimalism. You can follow me so that you can get notified when the registration becomes available. On Twitter, @TravelingWallet, on Instagram, @TravelingWalletRoamer. I want to help you let go of the things that are holding you back. And those things could be stuff, or they can be mental blocks. I want to help you get a feel for your money so that you can make it work for you and use it to bring you joy. So make sure you don't miss out on these 2 free webinars, and make sure you follow me for updated information.
Hey everyone, it's Nicole Santiago of Family Adventures. That's familyaddventures.com. I wanted to talk to you about how I help my clients. I'm an ADHD coach and an academic coach. I want to tell you what that is. So I think there's a lot of times as ADHDers, we get stuck. We want to make progress, but we get hung up on the little things. Maybe our anxiety gets in the way, our perfectionism, procrastination. A lot of times there's a lack of motivation involved in getting some big goals done. And when you have ADHD, you really sometimes just need someone to hold you accountable to your goals, and figure out ways to make them happen for you. So habits aren't always easily formed with the ADHD brain. You really have to work at it. So, and an ADHD coach is someone who can sit with you, talk about your big goals. What do you want to get done? And then break them up and figure out the cues that can help you in your daily life to get work done and get movement done on those goals. Also, as an academic coach, I help students, especially with a lot of parents home virtually right now for school. I've been doing a lot of academic coaching where I help students get through their subject material, build in accountability goals, take some of the stress off the parents. So if you're stressed out, nagging your child, trying to get work done, put it on me. That's what I do. I can check in and get their work done for you. I also have a complete package for school advocacy. I can advocate for your child for the entire semester. If you feel like that'd be helpful, I actually take you out of the equation as a parent, and I really become the go-between for the school administration or the teacher and your child. That's, of course, a larger package, and that's a little more effort on both of our parts. I will, of course, let you know what's happening with the school. But if you're getting to the point that you're so overwhelmed that you feel like, how can I help this child do better in school? Put it on me. And I love it. I worked in the school for 12 years. I've helped so many students with ADHD come up with way outside of the box ideas on how to get them to be more productive and get work done, even with subjects they hate. Because I'm ADHD myself, I have all these ideas and different ways of thinking about how to make it happen. And I really apply my creativity in that way to help make it easier for your child and your family life, just to make it all of it a more peaceful, wonderful place to be. So please reach out to me, familyaddventures.com. You can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me and your family. It's completely free. I have a Calendly link right on my website. Please sign up today, and I'd love to get to know you and talk about how we can help you get more done, even with your ADHD. It's really a gift, and I'm here to help you unlock all of your potential. So reach out to me.
It's Kelly here, and I just want to take a second and say thank you for being here. You have no idea how thrilled and grateful I am that you show up and you listen and for some reason find time to take space to be here with us, and that means the world to us. So thank you so much. I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the things I'm doing, and maybe how they can help you. But over a decade, I've been an entrepreneur who loves to support women in their goals, whether it's having a baby, working through nursing, but also I love geeking out around business and just the personal struggles of chronic pain and life. There's a whole lot of life, but I've seen the brilliant life-giving strength that women naturally hold and how it literally transforms the world. And this has been a historic season, demanding the most from us in every area of our lives, not just home, not just work, not just like we're tired and it's hard. And it reminds me of transition and labor. Welcome to the world. But I have like no doubt in my mind that while this is a completely demanding season that can feel crushingly transformative, that women are the ones who are able to rise from struggle with new life. So whether it's if your whole body needs a reset and you can come on over and get some cranial sacral, or if you want to meet virtually and you're burnt out from this season and you're looking for mentorship or support to kind of just help bring new life and accountability in this new season and the new year, I'm here. And if you want to reach out to me on Instagram or Copper Ripple, and we can talk about offerings, but I'm starting to offer a little bit of virtual mentorship. And then, obviously, I always do craniosacral, and your body needs it. But you can also reach out on her enterprise. And our website is her, HER-enterprise, ENTERPRISE.com. And then I'm working on all my other pieces, but we're here for you. We love you and we're cheering you on. And that's why we're doing this, is that we believe in the power of women and that they're the change makers in the world. And we see you and we believe in you. And this like really demanding season, we truly believe that women are the ones who will rise up and create new life from the ashes. So, or just whatever we're left here with. So, we look forward to hearing from you, and whether it's by working with one of us individually or scheduling a powerful mastermind where you just meet whatever struggle you're having with a ginormous shot in the arm from 3 brilliant women who have values and experiences that completely want to surround you and support you in this season of your life. We're thankful that you're listening, and we're thankful that you are a part of our community. And if you want to take it a step further, go ahead and shoot us an email at her-enterprise.com. Leave a review, all the asks, and we're thrilled for you. We believe in you, and we can't wait to work with you.
Hey, Changemakers, thank you so much for joining us for today's Her Enterprise episode 019, where we talk to Raina Willick. As a fellow business owner and entrepreneur, it was so inspiring and informative to hear about Raina's journey. How she shared with us the places where she was struggling and what she was feeling stuck in, shared with us tools that even you can use now to improve in your business. Owning that power of no, making a list for when you have different tasks to do, time blocking, and really deciding what do you want your day to look like, and using that as a guide for how to create your business. Her mastermind with us really gave her a lot of information, and she's grown so much since then. If after applying these tools yourself, you're still feeling a little stuck, don't forget, you can reach out to us at her-enterprise.com and book your own coaching session so that we can work together with you to break down some of those barriers. As you also heard, we all each have our individual offerings. And so if one of those makes more sense, don't forget to check those out as well. I also wanted to take a moment to shout out to all our top listening cities. Grand Rapids, thank you so much. Ida, Walled Lake, San Antonio, Fairfield, Alexandria, Kalamazoo, Rapid City, Erie, and Upland. Thank you all so much for listening and sharing with your friends. The ladies from Her Enterprise are a women's collective of knowledge, inspiration, and connection. We are change makers. This is a podcast for the whole person. It is for you and your business. Let's grow, let's flourish, let's rise with Her Enterprise. Are you ready to be a change maker? Hit subscribe.